Good?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go ahead and start public comment.
Start the pledge.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please keep comments for 5 minutes.
Good morning, I'm Janet Wilson, part of our family's fourth generation farming operation near Cloutier. I'm speaking today on behalf of Tama County Against Turbines. We appreciate the opportunity to speak to you in the spirit of continuous improvement of Tama County. We hope you will listen to the voices of the people we represent throughout the county. We encourage you to take a proactive approach in 2023 and going forward to better protect public health, public safety, and our precious farmland for future generations. Doing nothing cannot be the answer. Waiting until the county is covered in industrial wind or solar projects to update the commercial wind energy ordinance or to create an industrial solar ordinance is not the answer. Partnering with Tama County citizens who care and the Planning and Zoning Board to do the research to create and update ordinances is the right thing to do. We have been calling you consistently since April 25th, 2022, and our coalition stands ready to work with you and other citizens elected or appointed to serve in county roles, and that includes the citizens appointed to serve on the Planning and Zoning Board. Iowa law requires you to achieve gender balance on your appointments to boards and commissions. Presently, no women have been appointed to serve on the Planning and Zoning Board. However, you do have the applications of many qualified women seeking appointment to the Planning and Zoning Board. You've had those written applications for months. Kurt, if no one has shared those applications with you, please ask to review them as they are in the county's possession. Dan and Bill, we are still curious why you appointed an industrial wind easement holder, Craig Sash, to the Planning and Zoning Board after his term expired last June. Yet you refused to appoint another representative to the Zoning Board to fill the vacancy created by the resignation of Russ Peterson. Can you explain that?
Not right now.
It's now the end of January 2023. Appointing a representative, and preferably a woman, from the qualified written applications you have received is the right thing to do. Your appointment should be a priority in your next meetings. Where are you in that process now?
We haven't had any meetings.
You have filled other appointments to boards and commissions. We ask you to please appoint a qualified Tama County resident from that written application pool to fill the zoning commission vacancy. We trust that you will follow the law and appoint a qualified woman, and you will not discriminate against individuals associated with our coalition. Could you also please place a priority on equipping this meeting room with speakers and microphones and equipment to live stream the Board of Supervisors meetings and other public meetings? The amount of money to do so is very minimal. Benton County live streams their public meetings, as do many other Iowa counties. Tama County should embrace technology and public transparency and make a concerted effort to be more open with the public to better inform taxpayers of the actions taken by you as elected officials and other county employees. Failure to be open, honest, and transparent erodes the public's trust. You can build that trust by making an active effort to better communicate with taxpayers. We know you just reappointed Todd Apfel as the zoning administrator. We have heard he plans to retire. Do you know when that might be?
Not for sure.
So when will you plan to start advertising for his replacement? Do you wait until he announces, or after that, or what is the usual procedure?
We're working on that.
You are, okay. How would we obtain a copy of the job description for the planning and zoning administrator?
It'll be advertised.
The job description would be in the paper then?
I would imagine, wouldn't Laura
support a proactive approach to planning and zoning rather than being reactive, and that would include the zoning administrator position. Now is the time to protect people and property from industrial solar projects, as there are no companies seeking applications at this time. That means now is an excellent time for the zoning board to take up the lengthy process of researching and proposing an industrial solar ordinance. Also, Dan, you stated last week that the proposed Salt Creek Phase 2 wind project would need to go through the application and public hearing process, as nothing has yet been permitted beyond Phase 1 of that project. So again, now is the time to do as the taxpayers of Tama County have asked, and at least start the process of updating the commercial wind energy conversion system ordinance. Be open and willing to listen to the public and partner with this coalition to help find solutions to land use issues in Tama County. As we all know, Tama County may update its land use regulations, including industrial wind, those ordinances at any time. With Tama County's industrial wind ordinance dating back now 25 years to 1998, it's long overdue to update the industrial wind ordinance, since so much has changed in wind turbine technology and with so many gaps in Tama County's existing wind energy ordinance. Also, now's the time to begin the process of creating an industrial solar ordinance to better protect Tama County residents, livestock, wildlife, and our highly productive farmland. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
You keep hearing about the streaming and everything. It's, you know, my opinion and some others as well, this is a small room. Spending money on the system, okay, if you wanna spend a little bit so you can hear a little better or whatever, but this streaming, you start looking at things and things like what these guys have to look at. How many people are actually watching those? There's not a whole lot of people compared to the population and the registered voters in Tama County that are actually watching those. When you start looking at numbers like that, so.
It's a lot more than the people that are in the room, though.
Maybe so, but you start comparing all that, start comparing numbers and stuff. This is things that guys have to look at and stuff. You know, where are we gonna spend, where are we gonna spend this money? There's been thousands and thousands of dollars spent on this stuff already because of lawsuits and everything. This stuff needs to stop. People need to get together and get this stuff figured out, which you're working on. So let's keep working at it and get this figured out. Try not to spend so damn much money. This is ridiculous, the money that's being spent on things that could be spent for other things. We've got a lot of things to worry about in this county for emergency services and stuff like that. That's fine that we want to work on this. That's great. Everybody's concerned. You're concerned about land and everything else. We've come up with all these things about everything's bad for you. You know, the chemicals that are used to make the things and everything, there's chemicals used to make everything. With our farm equipment and everything else. So let's start comparing that. What's bad? We're using chemicals on our farms. You know, we're all doing it. You know, what was killing the eagles to start with? You know, shotgun shells, chemicals, all this stuff. We'll start comparing everything. Nothing's good for you. Every time we look at something, there's something bad about something. And some of the bickering and stuff that goes on is just a little bit ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. We need to start working together a little bit better. I'm tired of having all this stuff brought up. No matter what comes up about wind or solar, it's bad. You don't have to have it on your farm if you don't want it, but I'm not going to tell my neighbor that he's not going to have it if he's falling within guidelines. You come up with new guidelines or something, whatever you come up with, that's fine. But this bickering and stuff and this money that's being spent on and on is absolutely ridiculous. Thousands and thousands of dollars. So let's figure out a way so we don't have to spend all this crap and money and wasting it on this stuff. It could have been talked about and discussed a lot better and avoided a lot of that stuff. That's my opinion as well as others. You know, a lot of people don't come here because they don't want to confront everybody. But I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of tired of it. I don't have any wind or solar on my farm, I'm not going to. But I'm not going to stop my neighbor from doing it. They have their rights too. People need to get together and start figuring this stuff out. Start worrying about what we need to be worrying about. There's a lot of other safety stuff out there. You
talk about the nature and everything, I see trees and stuff being taken down all the time along creeks, everybody's plowing it out, nobody says anything about that. I could go on and on, I could talk for a half hour and more easy. People could come in and go against you on things. I respect your opinions and everything, but some of it is getting absolutely ridiculous. I hear people tell me, well, they signed their papers just so they'd shut up and leave them alone. Well, that's their fault if they did that. It's their fault if they changed their mind now after they voted, or they didn't have all the information. You know, everybody's always saying, tell the facts, tell the facts. Well, let's tell the facts. We come in and we tell about all this stuff about how Amazon's taking their solar panels down and everything. Well, tell the rest of the story. Find out, you can call Amazon headquarters, they'll tell you exactly what's going on. They'll give you the people to contact and they'll send you an email and confirm it. So tell the whole story.
Do you still have the 5-minute rule?
Yep.
We do, but we don't really abide by it. We let everybody talk.
I'm
Okay,
done.
it's been
Everybody
6
else
minutes
talks a lot
now.
more
Okay,
than
the
that.
first one was 7 minutes.
6.5.
I mean, you folks have come in here a lot of times. I'm done, but you guys have talked over several times. Boy, if somebody else does, you get right on their ass. It's enough.
Okay,
Done, Bob?
I'm
Aaron?
done.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
2 things. First, Bob doesn't have to come here if he doesn't want to. He just said nobody has to come here, or they can come here, or they can listen to all of our crap or not. He doesn't have to come here. And secondly, how could this have been better resolved? He said this could have been better resolved a long time ago. Well, since we only found out about this whole thing in February of 2022, how could this have been better resolved? And when, and where could we resolve it better than right here with our Tama County Supervisor? That's my question. For Bob, I guess.
Want me to respond? Sure. There were several ways.
Name 3 or 2.
Guy said, and other people have told you before as well, you could have come up with your list of concerns and everything before filing lawsuits and everything and talk to these people. If you weren't satisfied, so you did what you thought you had to do, that was your right.
We've listed our concerns every week, Bob. Every single week, every Monday. So what was your other way?
Now, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you, Karen, you're gonna just.
No, just give me way number 2, because you
When I try
said
to
it.
talk to people after a meeting or something, nobody really wants to talk to you, so this is the only time.
Okay. Except for the.
I'm not gonna go any
1100
farther
people
and sit here and
signed
try
our
to argue with you. You have your mind made up, and so
Except
you're
for
entitled to your
1,100
opinion.
people, 1,100 people that signed our petitions that nobody wants to talk to us.
11,300 some registered voters too, a lot of them you don't hear from.
Well, a lot of us don't have time to go out and beat on doorknobs and door houses. So we just don't have time to do it. Because most of us are still working. Probably everybody in this room is still working, Bob.
I am, and I plan on continuing to do so.
That's good, because your mom needs you, Bob.
yes,
I'm gonna change the subject, can I talk here?
yes.
I'm Randy Ballenbach. I know Dan.
How you doing, Randy?
I'm doing good, I ain't saw you for about 20 years. Nice to see you.
Does he look the same?
Sure he does. But anyway,
He gets better looking.
I'm here, you know where I live, Dan, out on 290th Street, which is the East Main Street Road out of Marshalltown, back thing, gravel road, Ridge Road. Dave Bean lives on it, I think you know Dave.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know you at all.
That's
Yeah,
my old
I know.
area.
Okay.
I'm a northern boy.
Okay, well, last year, Marshall County went ahead and reserved money and budgeted money, and it's in the project for this year to blacktop the last mile of Marshall County gravel road on 290th Street, or East Main. Okay, so that brings me to the idea of, okay, all the years I lived out there, they always told me that that was the plan, was to blacktop the whole thing over to T47. That was things back in the 60s, I guess. Well, now what's gonna happen as far as Marshall County goes? With all the truck traffic we have because of the quarry there, I don't know if you've been up there and looked at that quarry lately, it's massive. Montour Quarry's massive. And so, I'm here to how do you proceed in seeing if we could blacktop the 5 miles of Marshall County, or Tama County, from the county line road over to T47? How do we proceed on, how do we go about that? And things like that, and budget for it, and look at the data.
Is that the road the Fisher family lives around too?
Yes.
It come right off the curb.
Dean Fisher lived, yep.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, that's that whole road.
I was on that, I'm on that.
Since then, of course, now we got motorcycle track up there.
Yeah.
They've been there 10 years now. They
Yeah.
got 7 events a year. And I don't know if anybody's ever come out that way, but they got some massive trailers and campers and everything. It's spectacular. So there's a lot of things happening there with that. And of course, the casino's been there now for since 90-some. And anyway, I looked at all the DOT. I asked our engineer here how much traffic is on that road. They don't know. They don't have that data. So I went to the DOT. They're the ones that actually do the traffic counts. And you can go into their DOT site and click on every road, every mile or whatever, and it tells you how much traffic's on that road. So we start over there with, and that is the highest traveled gravel road in the county. And it is also higher than some blacktop road sections and or the lower level blacktop, that maybe ground asphalt. This gravel road has more traffic than that. So I'm looking for suggestions on how to proceed to the future of maybe seeing if we can blacktop this. Cause we got dust control problems. Last fall was horrendous.
It's rough, very rough. Yeah.
See, I was coming.
So,
As a truck driver, or a retired truck driver for the county, that's what I did. You know, we've said for years, at least, we weren't talking that road for sure, but we've always said that it should be done onto the highway. And as the road department people, we always, as talking together, you know, I don't see why they couldn't help us pay for it. I mean, it's mainly their traffic, they own the quarry. Yeah, that's something to look into.
yeah, I mean, we've talked about it evidently.
Yeah, as road department, yeah, it's, cause it's rough,
It's
very
rough.
rough, very dusty.
Yep, dangerous.
Because our truck drivers, when they go to the Montour Quarry, they also go up there and go over.
Oh, yeah,
47
definitely.
Instead of back down to 30 and stuff.
Yeah.
But I come with
Yeah.
hesitancy, because I talked to all the neighbors pretty much, and we're all hesitant about it, because we know we'd get more traffic.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get Marshalltown people coming out of the east side of Marshalltown, instead of turning to go to the Grand, they're just gonna come right through the scenic route. We understand that.
Well, and
So anyway,
there would also be enough possibility of losing some ground too,
yeah,
because they probably have to widen it and stuff.
That's pretty narrow roads,
yeah,
if I remember right.
yeah, it's, I mean, you still pass each other, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten wider,
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, you somewhat talked about it over the years.
Yeah,
evidently,
no,
and
it's something that,
it is, like I said, the traffic count justifies it, so.
Okay.
We can talk to Lyle and see what he has to say about it. Show up and come back anytime, Randy, and he
Yeah.
usually is in here at 9:30.
Well, I talked to Lyle on the phone to preempt him on what I was gonna do, to come here, so we didn't blindside him or anything.
Sure.
And he just said, well, you know, and I don't want one man's opinion, but I think we gotta, you know, his opinion is, yeah, it's not gonna be a simple thing to do.
No, it wouldn't be. You got a lot of curves on that road.
Yep.
And a lot of dirt
so,
work there.
yep.
Neighbors all okay with it?
Yeah. Well, you know, we're okay with trying to get it not so dusty and not so rough.
But you know, they have to,
Yeah.
they could fence it out, probably get out somebody's field a little ways,
You know,
a little more dirt shaping,
Yeah.
road shaping.
but we gotta talk about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what we're, so.
Kurt, could you show us that road on that map, what he's talking about?
oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Well, or anybody, how'd you
That's
shoot
not that
anybody?
hard, I know where exactly.
You gotta go way south.
Way south.
Or not-
Cause I'm trying to picture Marshalltown and
There's 30.
Montour.
Here's
Go
30,
up, Right.
right here, you go here, it's this road right here.
Yeah,
This is, takes you into Marshalltown.
And this is Ridge Road right here?
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
But this right here is the routes that the trucks all take.
I've never been on that road, I'm curious just to go now, if it's the scenic route.
It's rough.
Oh, it's just too, it wouldn't be fun to ride on then?
Oh, I mean, like on a bike?
No, not a bike, no.
She could ride.
Yeah, she did. I just go for a car ride.
Oh.
No,
You could miss the bumps maybe.
okay, all right.
Now we got more traffic.
Yeah.
One more
Yeah.
rubberneck.
The core
See what you did, Randy? More
Yeah,
dust.
it just sounded so cool.
Which way's right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be the next
They
thing.
won't bring that, yeah.
But anyway, if somebody could contact me or something,
What's your number, Randy?
641-485-3348. Because we got 12, 13 residents on that road.
Oh, yeah.
On that 5 miles.
Should be in, signs.
Yep.
Used to be the Coba farm in
Yep.
there.
Well, the
yeah,
the two daughters live there now,
Yeah.
and then Hempy's and
Yeah,
Fishers,
Fisher's, Hempy's.
Dilly, couple Dillies.
I know the road well.
Yep. So,
It's all money, I suppose.
no, that's right.
Do you know when Marshall County's blacktopping their mile
This summer,
this summer?
this summer.
Okay.
Yep, it's all budgeted, and they said it would be about 800,000
For a mile?
for a mile.
Yeah.
That's what they put in there.
That's about right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Of course, you get to Marshall County, you got a real nice wide road there too.
yeah.
White ditches, everything is nice.
But anyway,
Yeah, okay.
if somebody could contact me, if you're even gonna think about it.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or if you need help on something, look into things, I'd be more than happy to be part of it.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Randy.
nice to see you, good Randy.
Yep.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, I got, I don't know if you want me to set up or what, but I just, I grew up on T-47 farm family, I think you stopped by, I think you actually gave me a sign or whatever, but, I moved onto the rural roads in 2007, and since then, I'm kinda concerned with the decline of the quality of our roads since then. And I'm not trying to complain, I kinda wanna be more of the solution, or figure out how to fix the problem. I think a gravels, it seemed like we don't have, I don't know what the budget's like, but from a gravel perspective, we're pretty much mud now. Those warm days of January did not help.
Mhm.
But I think there's two concerns, and maybe I'm not even at the right place, but, you know, the gravel budget, and then either the budget with when we push the snow off, or how we push the snow off, but,
Mhm.
and maybe that's more of a Lyle question, but anyway.
That's tough. We have 900 miles of gravel,
Yeah.
and, we have 4 full-time
Truck
tandems.
drivers.
And in the summer, they drive pups. And you're gonna get, contract rock, which is what we call it.
Yeah.
We got, the Crawley rock, especially out of Montour, is terrible. About one blading and that stuff's junk.
What percentage of that rock comes out of Montour that you guys are using, do you know?
Over in by T-47,
Yeah.
probably,
A lot of it?
yeah, I mean, you get up north, it might come out of Waldo South, which is much better. And the other thing we're fighting is the machinery. I mean, everything's heavier, everything's bigger, you know, and the other one is the roads are getting so wide. I don't know if you heard, I used to drive a dump truck, so if you go down and you do 5 miles on one of these wide roads, you really almost have to go side by side. And again, that's time. I don't know,
Well, how do we fix it?
I don't know.
That's the question.
We can't pave them, you know, City coat, I don't know if that would be the answer, that chucks out a lot. I would like to try inch clean, I like to try some clean stuff, but there's a majority of farmers that would be upset with that. And hard on tires, etc. Do you have any ideas?
I think the clean is what we need to do.
Okay, well, you're one on my side then.
Yeah, no, I think right now it'll just get pushed in the mud and it won't be an issue.
I agree.
Now's not the time to haul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get that.
No.
I mean,
But
just
when it's muddy out, I agree, it should be inch clean and
That's why we take some money from the
Yeah.
local option sales taxes, and we do contract hauling. We hire people with semis, with belly hoppers,
yeah.
and they can really haul a lot of rock in a short amount of time, because the county just can't get it all.
No, I get that.
And they all you need it in the spring. I live on a gravel road, always have a farm, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that lime, that gravel you get from Montour, it's soft, it
Just breaks.
it breaks apart in a hurry. As far as blading, they blade everything, usually at the right hand side of the road, in the fall, leave a ridge, so they don't push it all in the gravel in the winter. Yourself, if you had a gravel driveway, you would got fresh gravel on it, and you push snow, and then next spring, where did all that gravel come from? It's a challenge, but, we'll sure work with you and see what you can do about your road.
Well, I think I mean, if it keeps progressing like it is, it's gonna become a public safety concern.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I'm not,
yeah,
it's gonna be.
Yeah, it is.
I've seen pictures.
It's,
Are there some bad, chuck holes in it? Is that what you're
well,
talking about?
I mean, it'll get so muddy that you couldn't get through with a car or a van. And then it freezes, and then it's like, now you're one lane only, if a semi can go over the hill.
Yeah. So
And my wife and kids are going up the hill and they can't get out of the way. Now what are we gonna do? At some point, it's gonna be a lawsuit.
Well, somebody.
You know what I mean? As soon as something's gonna take someone to die for that to happen, but it's,
Okay, so where exactly is this?
well, I'm on A Avenue, but I mean, I realize like, we're like literally the furthest away from a quarry possible, so it doesn't make any.
Dump trucks all. A Avenue.
A Avenue up in northwest Tama County.
Yeah.
And Iowa Select just built a double hog building site, and I have a hog building on my road too, so now we got feed trucks going all over.
Okay.
That's also probably $15,000 worth of property tax you didn't have a few years ago too, so.
Yeah.
At some point, that amount of money would help solve
Yeah.
some of the issues, at least to get to T-47.
Okay.
So you're just south of Grundy?
Yeah, I'm like right in the corner of Grundy.
A Avenue, and what's your street address?
310 would be on the Grundy side.
If you go straight out on that pavement going out of Grundy, it turns to gravel.
Yep, right south of Type Machinery.
Okay, yeah, and then you take that first left, go
Yep.
east, and it's got like a 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just hauled that area a year ago. And it's just gone. I mean, I don't know where it goes. I mean, you say, well, it's getting packed in, and I'm not a guy that likes these maintainers to cut,
Yeah.
cause they're cutting the edge and you got a driveway, and I wish we could get away from that, but I don't think they pick much rock up cutting. What do you think, Tom? You're a veteran?
Where he's talking about, that rock would've come out of Waterloo South.
Yeah, well, it was south, oh, yeah,
You're complaining about Montour rock, but that'd be good rock.
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah. So I actually get rid of Montour Quarry,
yeah.
using it.
We are own quarries there.
Yeah, you are
Well,
over there.
probably hauling our contract rock later in the year instead of in the spring. When we
Yeah,
do
there's
right
been
now
those
is
roads.
where it's so muddy that,
I would think where he is though, it'd be us, from out of south, Waterloo South.
I would just encourage, if it's Lyle or whoever, to go out when it gets sloppy and just go drive around and start dropping pins and figure it out. It's not like the whole entire road, but there's just sections
Yeah.
that just need to have it.
Well, to expand on that, I'm Tommy Keel, by the way, but same area as Ryan, and to expand on that, some of those places that are muddy, it seems like it's probably correlated to some snow removal or snow management.
As
there-
far as, is the snow pushed off the road?
Well,
No.
that's the problem.
That's,
It runs right down the edge of the road, but
They don't get it all off, and that melts on it, it just makes the
It
rock
just-
problem worse.
yeah.
So it's not being winged?
It's not being winged off. And I've called the highway department multiple times, they're so sick of me calling, asking what the schedule is.
we just keep calling. Just keep calling.
yeah, and it'd be the
Because
same way, I mean, sometimes it's like it's not uncommon to be 2-3 days if it's any kind of bad snowstorm that you see a plow. And if you get one path punched, it seemed like it used to be, 3 days after that, they'd wing it back, you'd be ready for the next one. I don't know that we've been cleaned off except for one time this winter so far. There's constantly been 6 to 8 feet of snow on the edge of the road on one side or the other. And that's been frustrating at
Well,
times.
That is frustrating, cause that shouldn't happen.
You know, they try to get everybody out.
Yeah, and I know it's from, outside looking in, it seems like we've had not always the same operator on our road,
That's-
whether someone else is subbing in or whether they just kind of, whoever gets done first comes to us. And I don't care being last, but when the snow sits on the side of the road, like you said, water runs down the side and it's gonna go down into the road
The
before.
rest of the road
That's-
just
that's
turns
a
into a
nightmare.
sponge.
We try to get them winged off. I will tell you that, we are struggling getting employees. We have a younger lad up by Traers. He's on administrative leave, and unfortunately, we're gonna probably lose him here soon. So we are gonna have people in Blades that don't know exactly,
Sure.
but the winging part, that should be done. I mean, we're looking into it,
Okay.
definitely.
I appreciate that.
The rock thing, I'll be happy to give you inch clean. But,
Are you
no.
looking for a part-time job?
No, I'm not.
He knows what he's doing though.
Yeah, that's,
Okay, well,
but no,
Can I just comment?
Thank you.
I mean, it's not just Northwest Tinton County, it's gonna
no,
be
it's everywhere.
countywide.
That's
These
why,
roads are gonna be slumped.
yeah, we got,
And, you know, anytime it gets 35, 40 degrees, it's gonna be slumped.
we're behind everywhere.
I just wanna say, whoever's taking care of my area out there, east of Cloutier, is doing a hell of a nice job.
My road good too,
Thank you.
220th.
Hey, we got two out of
Yeah.
that.
That's a father and son, so they both know how to
Oh,
operate.
really? Well,
My road's good too.
yeah.
Right, Tom?
Well, fellas, thanks for coming in and letting us know.
Yes, thank you very much.
We'll talk to the
We'll talk.
engineer and we'll see if we can't get something done. If the roads are that bad, they need dressed now, they don't need to be waiting for some.
They just need to go drive around with it,
You know, they can scratch
Yeah.
through it, put a little rock on it or something, to kind of temporarily fix things a little bit.
Yeah, it's not,
We'll talk a lot today about
Thank
that.
it won't be on deaf ears.
Thanks for coming. in.
Okay, I need to call the meeting to order.
Good.
I have a motion for the minutes, last minute, or week's meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve last week's minutes.
I'll second it.
Have a motion to approve, seconded, minutes from last week. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, engineer Lyle is not here. HR, Tammy.
I got nothing. I know, it's hard to believe.
Okay. Nothing? Nothing.
Well, okay, so if you want something.
I knew if we talked long enough.
If you want something, hey, I wanna, in the next month or so, talk to you guys about, vacation, the way we're doing vacation. Just because when we're looking to hire, we're not offering vacation till after the first year. So people don't wanna come here because they have no time off. You know, I think that, I know, it might just be a little bit of an issue, why we're having our issues with hiring. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the employee recognition program. So, I kinda have some stuff written up, but I don't have it all done yet. So when I do, I'll bring it in and let you guys look at it. But other than that, I think everything's going good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gee, thanks.
Claims. You working on claims yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was busy talking. Alright, I'll get them done.
So vacation, we're just gonna do away with it, right?
So you want a job, but you want your vacation first, is that how it's going? Or-
I think just take it away. If you want time off, you just take it without pay.
Well, you know, I thought about that too, but then that defeats purpose too. You know, most companies, they give you insurance the first day you start, we wait 60 days. Most companies give you a week's vacation within, at 6 months. We don't give it to you till the first year. And not that we're wrong, it's just we're having, you see where benefits and stuff are really playing into how people are
you know, looking at a job, because some people just, that's what they're after is that, and then there's others that not. I don't know if it's right or wrong, I'm just thinking we're having such a hard time getting employees.
Would it be enough of an incentive for people who want?
Well, yeah, I do think that would help a little bit. I do,
Well, let's look it over.
yeah.
It wouldn't turn people off from looking at it at least, cause
E-
yeah,
Exactly.
when people are
because
looking, they look for benefits.
They do look for benefits.
Especially the younger generation, if, you know, if they got a vacation planned or, you know, some
Yeah.
kids, I mean, they're gonna need some time off.
Yeah,
And at least to cover kids' sick days or something, I mean, cause you can't take,
we do cover, we do have sick leave, so. we
and
do
that covers your children too?
It does, we can use it for our kids, yes.
That helps.
Yeah. I think we have a really good sick leave policy, I have nothing to complain, we have a great one, But I just think vacation would be, help a little bit, maybe, I don't know, it's so hard.
It is.
Cause remember, we used to get a ton of applications. 60, 70 applications
They
for a
actually-
job, now one.
They chose me out of a pile like that.
I know, right? I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, we can't even get anybody to apply. It's like, oh.
I did live by the engineer though.
Cheater.
We weren't friends, but
Yeah.
he knew me.
He'll go as long once in a
He's-
while or something.
And he still hired me.
He still hired you?
Sorry, guys. I guess I
Nope,
was
that's
supposed to
okay.
get this done earlier.
Got it. Yeah, slow month here. For a week.
Thank you, Bill.
Did you wanna do your semi-annual report in person? Okay, alright, they're just finishing up things, so whenever you do that. Alright, thanks.
If you're looking for a motion to approve the claims, I will make it.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to approve claims, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Morning. Slowly. Thanks, Laura.
And
Hello.
she's here.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Just like that.
Like magic.
There you go. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. Look, I got all my copies down.
So this is your semi-annual report.
It is.
very hard to study when you talk.
Oh, sorry.
Does he have a teaching degree?
He does act like one, doesn't he? That's true, but he does have candy on his desk, I see.
I saw that.
Wow.
I stole my wife's, wine bottle.
I love it. It's awesome. Right? We've been harassing him since he came. Where's the candy? Come on.
He finally delivered.
He did. Did you deliver the right kind though? We had a
Reese's.
conversation. Oh, you're in. Yep, that's what we requested.
Are you guys waiting on me?
Any questions?
What?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Any motion?
Yep.
I'll make that a motion to approve it, yeah.
I'll second that.
She needs to get back to her desk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the treasurer's semi-annual report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. Okay, need to reappoint Kevin Icamp to the Veterans Affairs Board.
I'll make that motion that we reappoint Kevin Icamp to the Veterans Affairs Board.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to reapprove, or reappoint Kevin Icamp. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Okay.
Anybody else have anything else until they meet again at 11 for a closed session? Okay, we'll adjourn you at 9:45. Or recess you at 9:45.
Recess.
Yep, 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 and then we'll close session, you'll have to leave, come back in. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Yeah. All right. Trying to make it a 4-4 position. If I can get